Avid is king of collaboration, right? Our team was all over the country. We couldn't have done it with any other editing software at all. My name is Martin Biehn. I'm nominated for an Emmy for Escaping Twin Flames. It's a tough subject, right? I find it fulfilling to work on projects like this because I think they're important, but I think it's the difficult things that make them interesting to me. Working to figure out how to tell someone's story, to do that well, you have to be able to empathize with them well. You have to be able to see the world through their eyes. So with doc work, especially stuff like this, it's kind of fraught. You got to kind of get in there with some kind of nasty stuff. But like, I think to be able to really tell these people's stories truthfully, to be able to put it to an audience and have them respond and hopefully actually make a change in the world, because this is a current legal issue. Those are the things that really, bring me back to this stuff over and over again. The third episode is a good choice largely because of its structure, right? You want to be able to start something or end something. In this case, the ending was strong. What made the ending strong was that our wonderful director, Cecilia Peck, shot all this incredible verite footage. And so whereas the earlier episodes were heavily dependent on living inside the online world, and they did a wonderful job of taking sort of online elements and bringing them into the film itself, right? To give it texture and life and stuff like that. I was lucky with the third episode, and we had all this incredible footage, all this verite that we could use as an emotional anchor for the story. And so really it brought it all to life and gave it a sort of a lived-in feel that I think really helped it out tremendously. Oh man, I was actually by myself. I was fishing on the beach. I was not catching any fish, and I was kind of down actually. And it had occurred to me the Emmy nominations had come out that day, but I had not bothered to check because what you gonna do? And then, but no, Inbal, our EP, texted me and said we had gotten it, and I was overjoyed. But I didn't have anybody to share it with because I was just by myself. My wife called me in that moment to ask me if, and so we shared it ourselves. I was shocked. I'm still shocked. The emotional difficulty of living these worlds over and over again. It starts to grind on you after a while. Again, it's worthwhile, right? And there's no other way to tell these stories without and do honor to them. We have a lot of different kinds of people that are victims of this group. We have victims that were interviewed that are in the show, but we have victims that don't even realize they're victims. They don't even realize they're survivors. They're just in the footage, right? And you still have to do honor to those people, and you can't just write them off, and you can't use them as fill-ins for points or characters. They're real people, and so you have to honor all that. It's a complex juggling act, but again, it's why I stay in this stuff. Avid is king of collaboration, right? Our team was all over the country. To be able to, work remotely, to be able to, sling sequences around and get notes and get eyes on things. We were heavily collaborative, showing things to other editors and things like that, seeing if things worked, putting different hands on different sequences. We couldn't have done it with any other editing software at all. Avid made me a better editor. I didn't understand how to edit. I taught myself how to edit. Like everybody just slap stuff in a sequence and then chop it up and move it around and ship things. Avid taught me how to cut. Avid said, no, you can't do that. And it took me forever to learn, and it felt very unintuitive and very strict and structured and tight. But when I learned how to do it, I realized how powerful it was and how it enforced good habits on you. And the idea of additive editing and these things have made me far more efficient, far more focused, not in just how I work, but how I think about the footage and how I process the footage mentally. It's really been incredible, honestly. I mean, they should definitely learn Avid Media Composer if they want to cut and they want to cut in the larger industry. Avid's the standard, but everybody should use whatever they can to make whatever they can and to get whatever start they can, because the road into this industry is silly and difficult to describe, and it happens in all kinds of ways. So the only thing I would say is to, get started.